how I figured out how to make these miles not slog by. Just going on for an hour, and it's a game changer. Morning, Trainiacs. So obviously with it being indoor trainer season right now, a lot of people are clawing their eyes out trying to figure out how to make the trainer miles go by quicker. Well, today I'm going to give you, I have no idea how many tips on how I've figured out how to make these miles not slog by. Now for starters, don't go onto the trainer just thinking you're just going to go for a ride. Going on there with no purpose or plan is a surefire way to go through a really boring hour or two. Normally wouldn't wear a tri-suit on the bike. FE226 wanted to send this out, and because everyone looks so good in a one piece, I said yes. Hell yes. See what I mean? Apparently it took them 2.5 years to design this, so getting some testing going. Make sure that you're always going into a ride with a purpose. Don't just go in aimlessly. Break it up into chunks so that you're not doing an hour. All you have to think of is, maybe I need to get through the next 15 seconds, or the next 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 minutes. Chunk it up, create a plan so that it's mentally engaging. Just going on for an hour? You're gonna be brain dead by the end of that thing. Next, make sure that you get some air movement in wherever you're training. I like to open a couple of doors, even though it's -15 outside. Get a fan on going over top, because you don't want your body giving out on you because it's overheating. And when you're in an area, typically indoors, low ceilings, not a lot of air movement, you're gonna overheat, you're gonna sweat a lot, and you're not gonna wanna be on that trainer. A lot of people use a fan. Try that. Just get some movement going. The next thing that you can and should be doing is creating games with yourself throughout a workout that you've created. So let's say you're doing a power-based workout or a strength-based workout. Figure out what your high water mark is for power, or how long you can hold a certain perceived exertion. Like, see how long you can hold a perceived exertion of 9 out of 10. Or if you've got a power meter, see if you can crack the 700 watts that you put out last time. Or if all you've got is a heart rate monitor, do low heart rate training in between, in my case, 125 and 130, and work to keep it in there. So at least you're mentally engaging and not just like, all right, well, I've got to go for another 5 minutes. You've got something like when you're out on the road and you've constantly got to be adjusting, and that'll make it go by a lot quicker. Next thing you can do, pump up the jam. Get it going. A lot of people have asked me if these get damaged from sweating all over them and being just absolutely disgusting. No damage yet, but because I've got the fan over top of me and all that air movement and it's cool in here, I do sweat, but it just gets these little pads wet instead of the whole thing and the electronics and everything. So air movement allows you to have better tunes, and then you can like put on these noise canceling headphones and just. By the way, if you search Triathlon Taren playlist, I think there might be something on Spotify for you. Just saying. The next thing is try to watch or listen to something and see how that works for you. I personally find watching movies just mind-numbing, but I find listening to podcasts pretty engaging. Ooh. So far, I like how this feels in the core. Stiff. Open door. Whew, I am looking like such a triathlete in my one piece and short socks. I look good out there. Now, if you really want to take things seriously, because I've been riding trainers and using the music and movies and whatever for years, but it wasn't until this year. This is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form, besides the fact that Wahoo sent this to me. But when I got the Wahoo Kickr Smart Trainer, started up Zwift, that was the absolute biggest change that I've ever experienced enjoying an indoor ride. So if you got the coin to get a smart trainer like the Wahoo Kickr, pair it with Zwift. Find me on Zwift. First name is T, last name is Triathlon Taren. Come ride with me, and it's a game changer. Most enjoyable indoor training I've ever done. Lucy Charles, second place in Kona. She just passed me like I was standing still and then gave me a ride on. Oh, stop, Lucy. Stop. Now everyone is probably wondering what my exact setup is on the trainer. Well, I got Zwift on a big screen TV, I got the Wahoo Kickr, I use the road bike right now while we're a long way away from race season, I use Bose QC35 headphones, I listen to podcasts while things are fairly mellow, and I've got a Triathlon Taren pump up Spotify playlist when things get serious. On the side, I have all kinds of camera gear and lighting equipment so you all can see me while we talk triathlon things. All right, later, Trainiacs.